I'm Valerie, for those of you who don't know me, and welcome to Appearance Hacking 101. So who the hell am I? I'm a senior security consultant at a firm out of DC. I'm one of those lucky people that gets to do pen testing 95% of their day. So, yeah.
Pick the microphone off the stand.
I know, but I wave my hands, so I'm going to start waving the mic. All right. Better?
Yeah!
There we go. Okay. Much better. Okay. Anyway, I'm a pen tester. I have a theatrical background. I started in theater really young, and I was always around theatrical makeup, and just kind of picked up some techniques now and again, so I thought I'd come and share those today with everybody. So why do we need to use makeup in social engineering? A lot of times if you're going to do intelligence gathering on a building or any other type of environment, you probably want to just kind of sit back and be a wallflower for a little bit. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you're blending in with the target environment that you are at. If you want to pose as an employee or a vendor, if you're going to try to tailgate your way in, that's a good way to do so. Regain access if you've been caught. This has happened to me once or twice. I've been busted. Usually if I dress myself up a little bit, put a nice wig on, I can just walk right back in the door and do it again. Distractions are always good. If you're going to do a little cloak and dagger thing, you can dress somebody up and have them make a massive distraction for you to tailgate through the door. I've done that a few times. I prefer to be the distraction. So people do this stuff every day, right? We don't really need to reinvent the wheel if we're going to figure out how to make ourselves look different. Intelligence agencies use this. There's actually, I saw a preview the other day, and I don't remember the name of the movie. It's about how the CIA, under the guise of using a film crew, actually exfiltrates witnesses out of...
Argo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so they use that as a cover to exfiltrate their witnesses out of the country. So it's very cool stuff. When they first got into this, back in the Cold War days, they actually had to bring people from Hollywood into the CIA to teach their people how to alter their appearances enough so that they could pretend to be actually citizens of that country so that they could get people in and out. They do it on their own now, but Hollywood has kind of branched on. Some of these techniques, the actors need to be in makeup for 10 to 12 hours before they can even start filming. So we're not going to do anything like that today, but you can do a little or you can do a lot. I'm going to show you that it doesn't take too much to make yourself look different enough to where your average security guard and or secretary is not going to notice. Like I said, theatrical people, they do the same thing. If you're going to use a theatrical tutorial on how to change your appearance, just keep in mind that they make their stuff a lot darker because of the bright lights that are going to shine up on the stage. So you might want to use a little bit lighter color. Otherwise, you're going to look like you just painted on for Halloween. Sometimes you need to change your appearance for other reasons. I think we all know Kevin. Actually, while he was under the guise of Eric Weiss, he significantly changed his appearance. He has not given me any details, but I'm thinking there may have been a ponytail involved. Not sure. The other man is Frank Abagnale. I don't know if anybody is familiar with him or not. If you've seen the movie Catch Me If You Can. If you're interested in social engineering, read his book. All before the age of 21, he posed as an airline pilot, a doctor, and a lawyer before he was captured by the FBI for check fraud. So it's an amazing story, has lots of awesome social engineering stuff in there. So if we're going to do intelligence gathering to do some social engineering attacks in a building like this, which is in DC, but it could easily be anywhere, we're probably going to use one of these guys here. So really, it just depends on what you're comfortable doing, how big your team is. Sometimes if there's only 2 of you, you might have to do a lot of switching out. Everybody knows like the telephone guy, right? That's like the most basic of social engineering attacks. Hi, I'm here to fix the telephone. That doesn't work for me. I don't know why. But the one that I really like the most, aside from the sidewalk sleeper, which I never get to be, is the interview candidate. For social engineering engagements, I've actually done resumes and applied for jobs and gone and done interviews at target companies. So while I'm there for my interview, I can observe, how they're doing badging. How do they handle guests? Do they care? Does anybody notice if people are walking around without badges? So it's a great way to get free intelligence on your target without actually risking the chance of getting caught because you're supposed to be there. If I'm going to be a vendor, my favorite place to shop is the thrift store. I've been from all kinds of fantastic companies. It just depends on what happened to be there that day. You could be from wherever you want. Just make some business cards to match with it. You're there to talk to the IT guy who you've looked up online. Just do not pretend to be from the Swin, because they will show you the door. So it's all about blending in. If you're going to perform some intelligence gathering during the day, then you want to kind of look like the other people that are going to be there during the day so that they don't notice you. Here's some great examples how not to blend in. So how do we do this? Where do we start? Well, it really depends on the facial structure and the facial features of the person that we're going to work with. Some of this can take minutes, like I said. Some of it can take hours. It's also about not just altering your face. If you're going to age your face to make yourself look older, then you need to use those same effects on your neck, your arms, and your hands, especially your hands. Because if I make myself wrinkly and give myself silver hair to appear older and my hands look like they do now, that's a dead giveaway for anybody who's paying just even a little bit of attention. A lot of criminals have been caught that way too. There's some awesome stories about it online. Accessorizing is important. Sounds girly, but it's true. If you're going to be the repair guy, then you better have some tools with you that are probably going to be used for repairing telephones. So on and so forth. So we're going to use theatrical makeup to do some makeovers today. It's more expensive. It's not really the stuff that you find in the Halloween store. It's a little bit harder to find. But it's really made for making those drastic changes in people. So I'm going to kind of stop doing these slides here. And I have a couple examples of some of the techniques that I've done on some poor volunteers from my office. It actually kind of looked like we were filming like The Village People or something for about a week. So there's definitely a shout out to the SecureCon guys who volunteered to let me do makeup on them and then take their picture. So with Daniel, Daniel looks pretty young. And I decided that if we were going to sneak him into a building, we'd want to make him look a little bit older, a little bit more respectable. Really all we did was add a tie here and just do some basic aging. This probably took 15 minutes. So while he doesn't look like he belongs in the movie Alien, his appearance is altered enough to where if he walks past the guard again, they're probably not going to associate him with the guy that was just there. Because I think he looks pretty different. So for Sean, because I had to put a sidewalk sleeper in here somewhere, Sean volunteered to be my homeless guy. So we beat Sean up a little bit here. And for those of you who were nice enough to come out and be zombies last night, I used a lot of these same techniques last night to do zombies, except for I did, you know, like big slashes along the face, a little rotting here and there. For Deborah, we wanted to do something a little bit different. I promised that I wouldn't make her a homeless lady, even though I think she'd make an awesome homeless lady. But anyway. So all I did here was just lighten the face, and just by changing the hair and the glasses, you probably wouldn't tag her as the same person. And really the hair doesn't even, it wasn't meant to blend and look like it was natural, it was meant to stand out. Because when you're doing these kinds of things, you want to do something that makes you stand out enough to where the guard or whoever you're trying to fool, they're going to remember that. So they're going to remember how crazy her hair looked. And then if the next person comes in as a brunette, they're not going to tag that as the same person. So this is the last one for the people in my office. I let Harrison choose who he was going to be. So this is Harrison the Bounty Hunter. I do not recommend this if you want to blend in. But he was nice enough to volunteer, so I gave him a nice scar down the side of his face, and we used some fake hair there. If you're going to use a fake mustache or a fake beard, go to a costume shop and buy a real one. They actually make them there. they will dye it to where it actually matches what you look like so that it doesn't look like you got it out of the bag and slapped it on your face. So, if we're gonna be a repair guy, we should probably accessorize a little bit, right? Can somebody tell me what's wrong with this picture of the repair guy? Other than it's terrible because I took it with my phone. You can just yell, you don't have to raise your hand.
Things look too new.
Yes, things look too new, and that was because I could not find the other hard hat that was beat to hell and back. A little note about hard hats, they need to have stickers on them because nobody has a hard hat that doesn't have at least one sticker on there, whether it's the safety award or the company that they work for or just something. So if you're gonna do a hard hat, make sure that it is beat up already. You can probably find one at the thrift store for much cheaper. Put some stickers on there and just make sure that they're nice and scratched up so it actually looks like it's been used.
You can find them on the road.
Yes, or on the road, but I live in DC and you don't really want to get out of the car there. It's dangerous enough in the car, trust me. So we flipped this the other way and I was making him laugh so it looks bad. But I didn't use any makeup on him at all. All we did was just change the accessories that he was using and the clothes that he was wearing. So if you're gonna do this and you don't like makeup or you don't feel like dealing with it, there are ways to do so if you just pay attention to the clothing and the accessories. Okay, no more slides. Now I'm looking for a volunteer to come up and have some aging techniques done on them. Come on up. All right, we got to set up here though, so I'm gonna put this down for a second.
No entertaining videos or dancing while we're waiting.
Okay.
There we go.
Now you gotta do it Clinton style.
Yeah. All right, so I think the lighting is gonna be okay for us in here. Well, I'm just gonna stand here. Okay.
I know that sound. You should have got it. Hopefully that sound will work as well.
Easily.
You open up the curtain.
You can find her somewhere.
Watch your eyes.
Exactly.
Just kind of push it as
Well,
well.
that's what I was trying to do.
Oh, that's a little much.
Yeah,
Too much.
That's what I was trying to do. It's right here. Okay, that's gonna have to be good enough. Good job,
That'll be good, yeah. Bring the lights
So this
back.
is our volunteer, and your name is?
Catherine.
Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. I'm gonna need both hands, so I don't really know how this is gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk loud. So for Catherine today, okay, we are going to use some aging techniques using liquid latex, and that is not it. That is hair dye. Wait. This is for scientific purposes only.
Yep.
Just in case.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so liquid latex, you can get this at any costume specialty shop. Amazon has it, but you probably can't pick it up at Target in the Halloween section. So what we're gonna do with this is we're going to apply it in a really thin layer around her eyes and the spots that start to wrinkle as you get a little bit older. And we're just gonna do a really light coat. Now to create those wrinkles a lot easier, what you wanna do is you wanna pull the skin back. Yeah, you can't really see that. You wanna pull the skin back while you put it on, and then hold it there until it dries. And I'm sorry, there's no music or entertaining dancing or anything while this dries. But if somebody wants to volunteer, that's cool too.
Do what?
Intermission from Holy Grail.
Sing, Dave.
That would be a very bad. Your presentation is going so well, let's not ruin it.
The hard part about this is being patient enough while it dries.
Hair
You can
dryer.
use a hair dryer.
On cool.
Yeah, on cool. Don't make it warm. That would be really bad.
Don't melt the latex or their face.
Yes, melting the latex against your face is a very uncomfortable feeling. Okay, so it's just about dry. And when we let it go, we're going to be able to see the wrinkling around here, but you can't really see that too well because the light sucks. I'm sorry. I thought that the light was going to be good here.
Can you face her into the light?
Maybe.
Go towards the light.
Look towards the light.
Maybe turn the light up.
The catch with the techniques is it's going to be subtle. It's not going to be.
Yeah. When I did this at DEF CON, the lighting wasn't good either, so I just sat the person in a chair in the middle of the room and everybody just kind of like looped around. But we don't have the room in here to do it. That might be a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to do the other side.
Or just do half her face.
Pass it around.
Well, that would be a great way to really demonstrate how different she's going to look. I don't really think she would appreciate it so much. The party is over, so she wouldn't blend in at the party anymore.
So is this going to get me through airport security?
Not without a pat down.
Wanted to.
Yeah, I don't need the patch.
You don't like your TSA friendly group?
Not everybody likes that, you know.
Oh. Well.
Go through twice just for that.
Yeah, I go through twice.
We're not talking about you.
You want them in your bathroom like in South Park, don't you?
I'll never admit to anything.
Okay. So normally you would do about 3 or 4 more applications of that, but because we're just demonstrating, we're not going to go there. And you can't see it that well anyway. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some basic, it's almost like foundation. It's called highlight in theatrical world. And we're going to use the highlight alongside some darker makeup, and we're going to blend it together to kind of give the sinking effect on the skin. So you just put it on in lines here, and then you just kind of smudge it together. So can you smile for me? All right, so if you do it on their natural lines, it's going to look a lot better. And then we're going to do the same technique up here with the eyes, where we just kind of age them a little bit. This will just give it a little bit more. Okay, so really that's all that we're going to do with the face. If I was really going to make her look a lot older, I would just do more layers of the latex and then just slight touch up on the face like I've done with the makeup here. Now I do think she's probably going to draw the line at me putting the silver hair dye in her hair. But same thing, you can get this stuff at a costume shop. It really does just kind of look like gray highlighting. If you are going to do that, you want to start around the temples mainly, just to make it look natural. Because usually when gray starts to come in, it will start to come in around the temples here and around the front. So you use a brush like this, and then you basically, there's something on it. You just comb it in, just little bits at a time. Start really small, you can always add more. Because it's liquid, it will tend to run down your face if you put too much on the brush, so just a little bit. Do you want a scar too? Or do you want somebody else to have a scar?
Think someone else don't want this guy.
Okay. Let's say thank you to our model. Alright, so the other cool thing that I can do in 5 minutes is I can give somebody a pretty realistic looking scar. Do I have anybody who wants to get a nice scar today? Come on down, sir.
I was going to ask her, am I supposed to be like crack old or just aging in the Florida sun old?
Depends on what you're going for.
Oh, yes, please.
It's okay if you stay out of the sun. It's okay.
Alright, so the cool thing about the scar is that it looks very realistic and it only takes just a few minutes to do. So we're going to start with just a basic pencil. It's just like a dark pink color, and we're going to draw the line on here where we want the scar to be to kind of guide it. This cool stuff is called rigid collodium. Same place, theatrical supply store, they'll know what you're talking about. When it dries, it pulls the skin in together and gives it a sinking effect. So if you saw the zombies that were walking around last night with the gashes in their faces that look kind of deep, I put about 3 layers of this stuff on there to give them that effect.
What's it called?
Rigid collodium. And it smells terrible, by the way. Sorry, it doesn't smell bad after it dries. Full disclosure, as I swipe this on your face, this is going to feel really weird.
By the way, you might have a burning sensation. Perfectly normal.
I've been using it for years. What are you talking about?
No, that was after the party yesterday.
We're going to let that dry for a second. Sorry, there's no entertaining music. I'll try better. Yeah, somebody can do Jeopardy, right? Okay, so while that's drying, this is just a cream-based makeup. You can literally just use any kind of red shade of lipstick. If you want the scar to look like it's a little bit newer, use a darker red. If you want it to look like it's already started to heal, then use like a lighter pink. And all we're going to do is just trace that down just a little bit along the ridge that we've made, and we're done. All right, and there you go, a scar in less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
I'm out of time, but I will be outside if you guys have any questions. Thanks for coming, and enjoy the con.